So yeah, we wanted to discuss Lil Durk. Lil Durk is in the dirt. Lil Durk has been arrested apparently in Florida on Thursday for hire charges following the arrest of 5 men affiliated with Lil Durk's Only the Family Collective, who were also charged with for hire in a plot to allegedly target rapper Quando Rondo as a retaliation for the 2020 of rapper King Von. So that's what happened. Durk is 32 years old. He's being held in Broward County, Florida after his arrest. And they don't know to what extent his involvement is in the alleged for hire plot. It's unclear.
Well, they gotta know because he was trying. He was in Florida because he was trying to bounce. That had 3 different.
Wait, what you say? You ain't trying to go nowhere.
Flights,
he had 3 different flights planned.
One to Italy,
one to Spain. It was
and one in Brooklyn. The way things are looking, I'm gonna see Central Booking. Yeah.
So the crazy part about it is the feds knew because they had his phones tapped, so he was talking. They knew he once he found out that they was coming for his ass. He already had made trips.
They say his boy. They say one of his boys.
Wired up.
They say one of his boys.
Was wired
so
up.
Everybody was talking about
Since
why
he been home.
Everybody saying why Durk ain't slide for Vaughn.
This was the wrong way to slide.
No, obviously he did.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like everybody was saying why Durk. Look, Durk done slid so much. He in a lot of trouble now. Cause
I don't know. You think the Grammy was
Durk? First of all, I think lyrics are going to play a part in this.
When he changed himself to be a Muslim, I knew some shit.
Oh, you a Muslim now? No more dope game.
I think lyrics are going to play in this.
Of course.
I think like
the one thing
lyrics aren't supposed to.
They already showed one the video that he did with Gucci Man. He's supposed to be that's what he's supposed to be talking about.
Lyrics aren't supposed to be used like this, but
it is.
In this case,
They want to live the life. They want to live the life, and they want to put it on record. You know what I'm saying? Same.
And there's always that one dude that's like, oh, he gonna get off, bro. I don't know if they're gonna get off.
It's all. Listen, hit one of his.
Especially when your man, it's your man.
It's so much
wire on.
It's so much.
That's what I'm saying. It's your man who told you are not getting
off
on
this. They had
this.
their phones taps, all this. The feds was already listening to you talking.
Okay, so it basically looks like, they rounded up the 5 men in Chicago. And then according to the indictment filed in L.A., charges against the 5 men were drawn up, including conspiracy to commit for hire resulting in death and the use of a machine gun resulting in death. And it looks like the 5 men conspired in 2022 to get Quando Rondo as a retaliation from King Von, and it looks like crew involving an exchange of gunfire that King Von, for which Quando Rondo's affiliate Lil Tim was charged with that. So it looks like the prosecutors say the 5 men traveled to LA to shoot and kill Quando Rondo in his car, but the gunfire instead cousin, known as Little Pab, who was a passenger in the vehicle. So, basically somebody on King Von's side returned fire, killed him, and they charged this dude with his death.
Somebody on his team is telling.
Everybody tells.
Telling. You know somebody going to tell. Everybody isn't meant for that.
I realize everybody snitches.
Everybody, look, who's the head of this? Who making all the money? You getting some money.
Right.
Money trickles down.
We don't want you. We want the big dog.
Money trickles down. Yeah, you get a little bread.
Yeah.
But who got the bread that's trickling down?
They want to get.
The point is, man, y'all sitting here putting this shit wax, and they listening to that shit, and they using your words against you. If y'all gonna be that damn dumb,
ignorant,
and do that shit, you telling on yourself. You can't.
What you say? Quit being ignorant.
Yeah, you cannot. You cannot sit here and be gangster in the streets and trying to make money legit. That's not gonna work.
Nah, it's not.
If y'all ain't noticed, right? That's another making money. And the feds knocking y'all asses off. They not playing, bro.
Changed had life changing money. Like, I'm gone out of the
Bro won a
situation I
Grammy.
grew up.
Haven't you seen the Godfather? All the gangsters never make it, bro. They always die. You
Nobody
can't-
get to the gangster
Nobody
picture.
gets nobody. You cannot come out here causing ruckus in these streets, sending hits out on niggas, thinking that your ass ain't gonna get clipped. That's not gonna work, bro.
Either kill or doing big time.
Right.
One of the
One
two
or the
ways.
other. You cannot do that, bro. Once you start making that money, you got your life had automatically changed. You cannot sit here and keep it real because these white folks don't have no problem taking your. And then what's more important? You keeping it real and all your taken away. You doing 20, 30 years, or you out here traveling around the world doing what you want to do.
And on top of that, like you say, you got too many people, and like you got too many people. Like, you know, it's too many people. Somebody gonna tell. Somebody gonna tell.
Everybody's gonna tell.
Yeah, because you got somebody always want to be in your shoes, and they never was meant to be in your shoes.
People
Or they're
overrate snitching.
They're just not meant for this. It sound good until them boys in your face ask you questions, and you like,
Right.
you fold.
Talking about we're gonna give you the death penalty.
Yeah.
We're gonna give your ass life. You know what I'm saying?
You were about that life until this man sit in front of your face telling you probably ain't going home ever again in life.
He still ain't going home. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
you
like-
still ain't going home. It just a matter how old your ass gonna be before you get out. That's it.
Yeah, if you get out.
If you get out. If no, kill your ass.
They
while
just
you
make
have
it sound
been.
good. We'll let
Right.
you out in 30 years.
Right.
Like,
You might not make it through your bid to get
no.
out. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, like I said, be crashing out and not understanding, like, yo, you cannot be out here straight up. You making money and you high profile, somebody gonna tell them.
look, and the only thing that keeps playing through my head is the Lil Durk J. Cole song. the one where he done changed his life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the only song they keep playing.
When he said he converted to Muslim, I was like, oh, this out something.
Yeah. You a Muslim?
Yeah,
now,
you a
no more
Muslim
dope
now,
game.
and they was criticizing his ass. Then like, nigga, you out here causing death.
He running
And
to Allah.
now you're Allah, and now here we are. That's not even 6 months ago. Here you are, you being arrested for murder.
I mean, look, I can't say nothing about turning your life around and stuff like
That's
that.
why he
but-
did it, though.
That's why he did it.
Yeah,
though.
but you gonna face what you did, though. You gonna face what you
The point
did.
is, man, you can't have too many niggas doing shit. Somebody's gonna tell on you.
Definitely.
That's why I said history is very important, people, because history tells you that it's already been done, and most of them have not make it. Most of them. Look at all your classic gangster movies, from Scarface to damn Godfather, everybody, them Gambino family didn't make it.
And like I tell people, the feds don't miss. The feds don't miss. The feds have a 98% conviction rate. They have a case.
Because somebody's always gonna tell.
They have a case. And Durk, yo, is done.
They got the wiretaps on his ass.
Done. Young man.
I
Gave
don't
all the
know.
money back that he got and then some.
He gonna pay a good damn attorney, not to hope that they don't get as much time.
I don't know about the feds. The YSL trial. That's about to end.
I think that's gonna be a mistrial.
Prosecutors are calling for the end of the YSL trial as the judge considers a possible mistrial.
We'll see. Like the feds
They don't have a
like
case.
I say,
They don't have a
98%
case.
conviction rate.
Yeah, but we
Doug,
Yeah, this
Doug
one.
Doug might have got the loophole.
he
Dirk
had no,
ain't
they
get-
had never had no case.
Okay. Puff ain't gonna find this loophole, and neither is Dirk.
No, it's because Diddy did the shit they're accusing him of. And YSL
As of right, now that's two different things. All right, YSL case, too many motherfuckers is like that.
it's a circus.
Okay, so it's saying the case is now the longest in Georgia history.
Exactly.
It's a circus.
That's why I said it's going to be a mistrial, because if they had so much on this man, he'd have been convicted within the first 2 to 3 weeks. It would never lasted 3 years. They don't have a case on this man. Now, as far as Puffy, it's still, as of right now, it's frivolous lawsuits that they're building a case around him about. There's nothing concrete that they actually said, this is what he done and this is what we got on him. As of right now,
Yeah.
the only thing they got is to embarrass his ass, and which in most cases is not embarrassing, because look who came out You got a sexual lawsuit against Vince McMahon. What's his name? How you say his name?
Oh, the dude from Abercrombie French.
Yeah, Abercrombie French.
Yeah.
Same thing, sex trafficking. So the point is, how can you prove is sex trafficking? That's the part that they got to prove.
Yeah. Well, in regards to that YSL trial, it looks like it's going to be on hold until Monday while the judge mulls the possibility of a mistrial and defense attorneys' negotiations and the potential plea details. So,
Time served.
Yeah.
Probation.
Yeah, and so it looks like on Thursday the judge dismissed everyone for the day without any explanation at all. So I don't know what's going on, but
basically she said, I saw a clip of she basically saying that she was saying like I can do a mistrial, but they can also the state can come back and retry you.
You just said this trial been going on over a year.
3 years,
this
bro.
is the longest trial in Georgia history.
She's tired.
She just got there. She's like the third judge,
and she done with it.
Yeah.
Done
Basically,
with it.
she's like, the way that this is going about, through all this, how they put the case together and how they're trying to piece it together piece by piece instead of it already being together. She's like, this is a shit, and she shouldn't have to be the one
to put it together,
help y'all get y'all shit together.
Because they don't have a case.
Free thugger.
They don't have a case.
So there's a huge protest that's organized outside the court. They said they're concerned about the prosecutorial misconduct, and people are saying they don't care about so much Young Thug, but instead they're worried about safeguarding the principles of justice and fairness that underpin the legal system. So now they're going to have to deal with protesters, white protesters, who like
that could have been an easily
these ain't them free R. Kelly. These are white folks,
right? Because the problem that you're not understanding is that there is really a mischaracter of justice that's going on here. You got this man locked up for a RICO charge, and
you ain't even charging him,
right? And your case is shambles. You had not one, not two, but 3 judges on the case. Now, this Feds had a 98 point whatever conviction rate, right? This trial supposed to been done within the first month.
Remember, 98 is not 100.
I understand that,
okay.
but the problem
is
we also
their 2%, and this is in that 2% of
right. But we also know a lot of it is based off of hearsay. A lot of stuff Feds charge people for is hearsay. They don't really get the actual evidence off the person. If somebody say, oh, this was selling like 50 to 100 keys, and all you got is 2 to 3, that's all it takes. So, and then they're gonna cop to it, because if you don't have the money to fight that or the resources to fight it, most of the conviction rates come in a conviction. They cop into the plea.
True. So is Durk getting off?
No.
Durk isn't getting off because
he's in trouble.
He in trouble.
He knew he was in trouble.
Young Thug
booked all the flights.
Exactly.
But hold on.
What you say? 3 flights out of the country,
yeah.
and the Fed's like, just go get this one.
Hold up. But
Think
think about it. Didn't that mean somebody tipped him off that they were coming to get him?
No, they had his phones tapped.
Somebody
They did. Yeah, they did.
Obviously.
They did. They said once he got wind that
somebody had to tip him off.
Once he got wind
So who
that
tipped him
the
off?
Feds was coming to get his ass, that's
Because
when
now
he
you
booked
booking
3 fights.
You booking miscellaneous flights to try and get them to
And
catch
the
you
feds
going in a
already
different
had his
direction.
phone set.
Wasted all this time, like just wasted our
The
time.
point was he was talking too damn much, and then on top of that, he was threatening people if they talked, he was going to do something to them.
Do they bring the RICO into this?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's way too much money involved not to.
Do they bring the RICO?
For hire plot.
And he's a millionaire.
Because right now it's not the RICO. It's just for hire.
He's a
plot.
millionaire.
But it's going to come into play.
Oh, of course. It's 5. Somebody snitching.
They said he had one of the crew members had a wire.
Oh yeah. Everybody snitching.
And he had his phone tapped. So
I
they
still
got
don't understand why people do shit like this.
He's on wire. They got his voice.
Yeah.
Communicating.
Yeah, they don't need you to snitch because he said everything.
Yeah. So that's what's confusing me. Whenever you involve these many people in anything that involves murder or the death penalty, somebody's gonna snitch. Snitching is what's hot in these streets, man.
It's always been part of the fiber.
In fact,
It's not like it's something new.
snitching is only bad if you plan on going back to the same neighborhood you were in when you That's it. If you plan on skipping
Well,
town,
a lot
snitch.
of it because they going into the program and shit.
Everybody snitch. John
going to-
Gotti snitch.
That's why they moved them into what is it
What's
called?
that?
Protective custody.
Yeah,
Protective
protective
you gonna get a whole new
Life and
identity.
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Tekashi made a whole career out of snitching.
Snitching is the
And what
most.
happened to him?
See, him is different because
He's still
you-
around?
He was different because he was a puppet. He was
Snitching
being-
is as American as apple pie.
yeah, but
Yeah.
exactly.
It's only because the snitches don't get
apple pie.
the reason the snitch is so glorified because normally the snitch is telling so he doesn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Even though he or she.
It don't matter.
Even though they are the ones that were also
in the
there. They're like,
crime.
you know what?
Everybody
But
snitching.
there
I'm
are
gonna rat this nigga out
But-
so I don't have to get in trouble.
Well, there
for
are
it, though.
situations where you just been taken advantage of. So like in Tekashi 6ix9ine point,
Nah.
no, in his situation, in his situation, he was not really. They were just using him, and then on top of that, the fact that they was blackmailing this dude, basically saying once he found out how much they was stealing from his ass, money wise, they was really ripping his ass
They
off.
running through his girl too.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. They was threatening him and his family.
And
Threatening
he was
him and
also
his
putting
family.
hits out on people.
Right,
too.
and then they actually had a camera inside the fucking truck
And on top
when
of
he
this,
got robbed. So the feds basically ran the shit down to him like all the shit that happened to you, your boys did it.
and
to
you
you.
know,
Whose fault is that?
He was. So what I'm saying is they used him though. They used his ass
and look, you
for
know
the
the
dumb
feds do
shit.
the
You're
same
saying they
thing.
use him.
Right. They took an ignorant ass motherfucker and they used him and they of course allowing him to
advance his agenda, right or wrong.
to advance their agenda.
Same difference.
Okay, but it's so in the process,
Because
you-
didn't he start to play the
of
role?
course, but then once you sit here, once you done change the dynamics of it, basically you blackmailing him. You go from blackmailing him to you basically saying you girl. Like all bets are off.
This
then
is what he brought to him, and that's what I'm saying. Like
he bought it to himself, or they bought it to him.
he brought it to himself.
Now, if they're in a position and they're giving him the opportunity to make the money and be the power and the fame and all that. I mean, they put
if
him
you
in
know
that
this
position.
is not, if you know this is not your persona, why are you trying to
Carry
play
it out?
that
It's a lot of
role?
people that does that. Who don't? It's
But
a lot of does that though.
But that's the issue. But that's the issue.
but you know
That's
a lot
the
of
issue.
But it's on. But now fine. Now if you get the person into your fold of what you want to do, and then you take it to the part where he found out like, oh y'all playing me, y'all robbing me, y'all taking more money that y'all should be taking, and you fucking my girl, my baby mom. And then on top of that, you gonna tell me you gonna threaten my family. Then on top of that, like I said, when he got robbed, listen.
But this
when he
supposed to be a
hold on. When he
gangster.
got robbed, the feds had a camera in the truck.
I heard all that.
Right.
But this is supposed to be a gangster ass message.
Yeah, but if your crew is the one that's doing it to you, what loyalty you owe to them? The crew is doing it to him.
Listen to what you brought. You supposed to be that.
He's not that. That's
You're
the
supposed-
point.
You took the role.
No, they made him
You
into
took the role.
Of
You
course
started
he
putting.
took- I
you
get you.
started
He
putting
took the
out
ro-
hits.
I understand that.
You
But it was a pro-
transformed into this person. You know,
Right.
like you
And
said in
they
the
used-
movies, they got the dude going undercover. Oh, you're in too deep. Now you're just in too deep. You're gonna blow your cover. You're in so deep. You don't know that you're a cop anymore because you don't cross the line. So, whose fault is this?
Okay. So again,
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed.
but the thing is though, when you find out that your own crew is robbing you, your own crew is f***ing your girl, your own crew is blackmailing you to continue to carry out, performing everything, we still gonna rob you, we still gonna f*** your girl and shit. Like, you don't see where the loyalty is not gonna be there anymore. They changed on him. They was robbing from him, according to what's being said.
But that still doesn't change.
It does. So when the feds coming to you and saying this is what your own crew is doing to you, here go the proof that they sit here
Here goes
setting
what
you
y'all
up.
were involved in.
Huh?
Here goes y'all were involved in.
mind you, they're robbing you.
All right. I gotta break y'all
But
off.
y'all were, even though they're
I
robbing
get what
you.
you're saying though.
So
I have to-
But so they broke.
So negligence.
They broke the code
I
by
have to break
robbing.
y'all. I have to break y'all
Well,
up.
I'm
You
just
know,
saying
we
that's
get caught in
negligence.
tangents all the time, and we're kind of on a tangent.
We might be, but I'm just saying,
No,
like,
I see what y'all are saying. What I was going to say is this: when it comes to Durk, you know the feds hit you with the same. They hit them with the same thing. You know we don't want you, right?
Yeah. They want
You know we don't want you. We want him.
That's the same shit they did with Tekashi. We don't want
We
you.
don't want you.
We want the that's been over. That's been your girl. That's been robbing you. That's been sitting here.
That's probably what the feds said
that's
to Quando Rondo
The
did, if that's
the
the case.
same ones that sit here blackmailing you to do this damn work when you supposed to be getting X amount of money. Now we don't want you. You just give us them fucking you over.
And we'll make sure that you're not in prison
so
forever.
wouldn't that be Quando Rondo who's out here dropping bags? Then if that's the case, because if they putting the hits out on him, and he's the one still alive, but whether his cousin the one that got popped,
Yeah.
and it was coming for him, is he the one that's involved?
Possibly.
The point is that, and you would think, yes, he would, because he had something to do with King Von getting.
Well, I don't. That's why I stay far away. It's
All the way.
I stay as
All
far
the
away.
way.
Like
Them young
these
fellas.
streets is dangerous out here.
You
like
cannot live the streets and be making these M's. These white folks is not gonna allow y'all niggas do that shit.
not running around.
No, you
doing
can, but
niggatry,
not doing niggatry.
niggatry. No, they're not going to let you be out here just doing pure
Those niggas
niggatry.
out here making,
Because that's
M's.
what you're
They're just
doing.
not
You're
doing
basically out
this
here
ignorant shit.
Niggatry for hire.
Yeah.
Niggatry.
That's pretty bad.
Murder for hire. Come on, man.
Putting out hits.
I mean,
As they
you
say,
watch
I
too
put
many
a price.
movies,
I
man.
put a bag on your
A
head.
ticket on your head, boy. A ticket on your head.
All these people you putting in packs and all that, like allegedly.
I mean, well, how do you feel about Durk handling it? Should he have handled it this way, or should he have let it go?
That's what street decide.
Again,
I've left that life so far behind me, nigga. I don't care. Look,
that's a balancing act. You trying to keep it real,
I'm still keeping it real.
and you trying to.
Man, you grow up after a while. Like,
Yeah, but if you
like,
got in this situation, he's
you've done so
You
much
got
dirt
money.
that now that all the dirt you've done, regardless if you
What is
changed
karma?
your life, you like you said, you tried to give your life to Allah, or you gave your life to Allah, but you've done so much dirt, it don't matter.
Then you shouldn't matter. If you gave your life to Allah, then you shouldn't matter what's about to happen to your
Yeah.
physical, because now you just working on your spiritual side.
Yeah.
Well, so he knew he was about to atone for his.
Had to.
Yeah, so
Had
that's
to.
why he became a
I'm
Muslim.
sure he knew for a minute he was on borrowed time.
Does this mean he's going to eat pork while he's locked up?
no, you in club
mean they make
fed.
us a lot?
He gonna have money. He have access to stuff.
I don't
Does
know.
that mean he can have them little Debbie snack cakes and shit? 'Cause they got gelatin in them, don't they?
I don't know. I never did fed
I don't
time.
know.
Well, he got a lot of time he going to be
He
looking
got
at.
money, so he can do what he needs
No,
to do in this
he
commissary.
said-
Plentiful.
He had money.
He still got it unless they frozen.
Unless he's gonna freeze everything, his commissary will be all right.
But you know now it's
Unless
time
he's
to
being
start paying
extorted.
for.
Lawyers.
It's time to start paying for them.
I'm sure he's already paying. Man, look,
He got him on deck already.
if
Did he have to sell
the
his
way
house?
I
we got
picture
we got
or
businesses,
envision
apartment
this,
complexes and
you
stuff.
got how long has Durk been rapping?
It's been over a
He's
decade.
only 32.
You're saying only, but he's been playing with money, so I'm sure the type of
At least
stuff
10
that
years.
he had a key to the city. I'm sure he's got politicians paid
They
off.
did that on purpose because they knew
I'm just
they were
saying,
gonna
I'm
get
sure
his
he's
ass.
dealing with politicians. Like, I'm sure he has the type of money where it's like he's not just, just out here wreaking havoc, but he's trying to do something else with that money. So
No,
he's going to
out
have
here
some
causing
people.
wreaking havoc.
No, what I'm saying.
No, he bought his
think of
old
The Wire.
apartment complex
Think
he
of
used
The
to
Wire.
live in. So
How
he
to still
done
still
clean
had the
his money
collars.
up.
He still had white collars, doing what they needed to do, but he was still out here doing what he needed to do.
So this brings up a good reminder. If you're black and they offer you the key to the city, you better not accept that shit. You better book your
Then
flight
you
out
gotta
of the
have
country.
keys to the city.
Because they already know what you up to.
The city.
They know you up to some.
Point is, if you get the key,
And I
to
think
city,
when you had the key,
Key
you just
wired. There's a
key to
wire.
city,
in the key.
you had to stay in your lane. Don't get out.
No, they did that on purpose, man. They knew they were going to get that nigga, and that's why they gave him the key to the city. That just
He
bring him
probably
up
got
and-
even more reckless and more
Yeah.
loose when he got that key.
So
Because
they,
now you think you untouchable for real.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
I'm saying. When you're dealing with that type of money, you got these type
Man,
of
I'm invincible now.
this
I
mentality.
don't never want
That's
the key
why
to
I
Raleigh.
said you didn't watch none of the old gangster movies, because that would have told your ass if they put these white these Italian in prison. You feel what I'm saying? What you think they gonna do to your black ass?
Oh, you know they gonna lock your black
Right.
ass
That's
up.
why I say y'all need to look at history. All the gangster movies told y'all from the silver screen to the hood ones. It's the same.
No. You're lucky if you get to go to prison.
What you?
You can.
Well,
You're
but yeah,
lucky
but
if you get to go to
right,
prison.
but we
'cause
talk
they
about-
gonna body
Right,
you
but
out
we're
here.
talking about ones that has money, power, and respect. So Durk has that. He's a millionaire. He has fame, and he got motion. So what I'm trying to say is, if you look at all the gangster movies who were millionaires, The Godfather, Scarface, fucking
all them got
even the black,
all them
even
got
the,
killed.
even the outside of them getting killed. The point is, you
Except for
cannot.
Frank Lucas.
Right. He
disappeared.
told.
No.
He snitched.
Yeah, Frank snitched.
He
Frank
snitched.
told him.
You feel what I'm saying? Even the black.
Okay, there are three ways. Death, prison,
Well, you just change your life,
tell
or you fall back. Nah,
Tell
you fall
me.
back. Once you done clear them hurdles to where you beat the odds of prison, or maybe you did some time, you got out, changed up, or you avoided death. The fact of the matter is, you got to learn how to be like a lot of it. It's a lot of OGs that they out the way. They're still making moves. And they out the way. They don't want to be known. The problem is people want to be known, and with the internet has gone rabbit. The clout chasing. They want the likes and loves, attention. So the more
attention,
right,
more.
yeah,
You gotta
me,
know
this me. So for the ones who don't need that attention, they laying low. They getting bread. They still making moves through the city. They doing all they thing. But these are the crashing out because they not like, listen, bro. If you got over 2 million followers on every damn platform and you sit here about capping and like that, like, come on.
Well,
You telling on yourself.
but that's the new drug, clout. People need
The
that.
internet was the smartest / dumbest thing that was created because people would tell on themselves all day.
No,
especially with the camera phone.
It's how it's utilized.
I was gonna say, is it the
Just like the
internet
gun.
or
I
How
remember
it's
the
utilized.
internet before niggas got to it.
Is it
I had the internet
or
in
the
'94.
people? The internet was doing a lot of beneficial stuff before
Yes,
it got onto it.
social media. It was a pro and a con at the same damn
Right,
time.
that's
We
what I'm
brought
saying.
Black
And then,
Planet.
and then on top of that, you add in the camera phones and everything has to be recorded.
Clout.
You gotta get the clout. So in other words, you can't be a gangster out here and be well known. You can't do that.
Clout.
You got to be undercover. You got to be. Niggas don't have to know everything you doing.
Yeah, they do.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's what.
they do.
But this is why I say. This is why I say if motherfuckers learn their history, it tells you got to be quiet. You can't be out here saying what you're doing and thinking you won't get your ass hurt. You gonna get up. They're not playing.
And on top of that, I mean, look at how many times we've seen people you post where you at, and then that's where you get whacked at because you don't post like.
It wasn't even you. It was the chick you was with.
That's why you need. It's more
not
ego
corrupt.
driven.
Money just
It's ego
it,
driven.
it whatever you got going on, it makes you have even more of it, or it's going to push you to that even quicker. That's all it is. Money just exacerbates what's already in your mind.
True.
That's all it is. Because now you got the means and the access to make whatever it is happen. That's all that is.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, for hire, boy.
Yo, what does Chicago say they known for?
Yeah.
Murder, and look, I'm from Philadelphia.
Now allegedly you done OD'd on bodies.
We from some. They get busy out in DC. Like we from places where they lay people that look. Chicago is really.
Yeah, Chicago's pretty bad. I wish Chicago was only known for its deep dish, but unfortunately it's
Oh
not.
no.
It's a deep dish and bulls, but no.
Yeah,
that's not
unfortunately.
this.
The Bears.
Deep dive. The Bears.
Yeah.
But are we going to send Lil Durk some luck? Good luck.
I'm sure he has a cash app you can send some donations to help him secure legal funding. But
Buddha just said he rich. What I gotta help him for?
he's rich now. Remember, Diddy
Buddha
had to sell
just
his
said
house.
he rich.
Diddy
He
had to
fine.
sell his
Richard,
house.
hey, but he still Diddy got his money now. It ain't freeze his assets.
Dirk,
He wouldn't be able to come up with a
Dirk,
$50 million package.
all I can send you is good luck and positive vibes. That's all I can send you, brother. And I hope that you didn't do this, but I
I'm
think
about to
you
say, I
did.
just hope he didn't do this he's alleged of doing. Like,
I
I'm not
think
even
you
gonna lie,
did.
dog, because
I
this
think
is
you did it.
this ain't a good look. Like for anybody, for the hip hop community, for black men, like for money, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look.
It's not. It's not. You see, we were watching too many black men with money crumble right in front of our eyes.
Y'all
And
niggas
how
can't
many
be-
of them are actually guilty versus how many of them aren't?
That's facts. So that's another thing.
Do you think are we gonna have to deal with the free Lil Durk shirts?
If it's true,
Oh, I'm sure
no.
they're going. I'm sure
you gonna have
I'm
you
sure
gonna have
Dirk's
those.
going to have his.
Do you
Man.
think Durk did it? Yes or no?
Don't know, but it's
Nah, we're not lawyers. There's some niggas.
yeah,
Four
he did.
niggas on the podcast.
Yeah. If you put if
As
you
Look,
you
I
are
lost my
playing-
best friend to gun
if you
violence.
got flights going to
Yeah,
different places, you did.
Hold on. No, I can one up that. Anybody ever heard a Lil Durk song?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Every song he's telling you a
And
story
asked
about
me-
a
you
got
asked me
bodied.
if he did it.
Every song he's telling you a story who got bodied. Now whether he was involved in that or he hired to do that at this
That's a
point,
different
like
story.
that's entirely different. But god damn, like all
You
your
know
songs
too-
about body.
You know too much.
Say, it's not like you got maybe one song about body or stuff
You
like
know
that.
too much.
All
Your
my
whole
life.
discography is about
And
body.
they can take everything, chronicleize everything what you saying and match up with that with a certain case.
That's
off. That's crazy.
No, it's real.
It's real, but it's crazy. Y'all think Dirk did it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
he has something. He has something to do
You
with
say
it.
if he didn't do it,
He has something
he
to do
has
with
something to do with it.
Yeah,
it. You know too much.
I don't know Durk's music at all.
I know his music.
I've heard a couple of songs and there were bodies in them.
songs in my.
hold on. You know who King Von is though, right?
Yeah, I mean I know who these people are. I'm just not familiar with their actual.
King
music.
Von was Dirk's right hand man for the most part.
Yeah,
And they say he was a demon slayer.
I know.
Right.
I know. I've heard
Body
all the-
bagger, toe tagger.
Yeah,
You know
I've
them
heard